presentation today is on one of my all-time favorite TV shows, Top Gear. Top Gear is a British television show about motor vehicles, mostly cars, and shown on the BBC. It began in 1977, the most current version with its new format debuted in 2002. And it has a huge worldwide following, estimated 350 million views per week in over 170 countries. Top Gear is co-hosted by 3 people. The main presenter is Jeremy Clarkson. He's been the host of Top Gear since 1988. He's also a columnist for the Sunday Times and the Sun. And he actually was pretty famously in the news a couple years ago for getting really drunk at an awards ceremony and punching Piers Morgan in the face. Something that he still hasn't apologized for, I don't think. His 2 co-presenters, so the first one is Richard Hammond. He joined Top Gear in 2002 after working as a radio presenter all across England. And he actually won the award for Best TV Hairstyle in Britain. It's a fun fact. And the second co-presenter is James May, who joined in 1999 and has a motoring column in the Daily Telegraph. He's nicknamed Captain Slow because he's easily the worst driver on the show. And he won Top Gear's internal award for worst TV hairstyle. So Top Gear is a weekly show. It's about an hour long. And it has multiple segments within that hour, a lot of which are recurring from week to week. The one that's pretty popular is the news, which basically they take current events in the world of motorsports and kind of bring them to the public. This can be anything from like a new car model being debuted or changes to racing teams, things like that. They also do a bunch of different races or challenges where they pit themselves against each other in really fast cars and kind of see who wins. They have a segment called Star in a Reasonably Priced Car, where they take celebrities like Jay Leno, Tom Cruise, put them in like an everyday car, like a Honda Accord type vehicle, and just see how fast they can go. And a lot of times they crash or they roll out. It's pretty funny. But probably my favorite segment is it's called Power Laps, where they get a hold of a really fast supercar, and they hand it over to their resident racing driver called the Stig. And he takes it as fast as he can around their Top Gear test track. And their test track is actually on an abandoned airstrip, so they have a lot of space to do it, and it's a pretty long track, and you can get really high speeds on it. And just to kind of show you an example of what this is all about, I have a video of the Stig doing a power lap in an Aston Martin DBR9.
Aston Martin has brought out a racing version of its DB9, and it's actually doing all right.
It is, yeah. One in America. It won Silverstone. Ran out of petrol at Le Mans. Still, it now has the chance to redeem itself on our track, which means we must hand it over to our tame racing driver. Some say he naturally faces magnetic north and that all his legs are hydraulic. All we know is that he's called the Stig. It's called the DBR9, has an all-carbon fibre body, so it weighs nearly a ton less than the standard DB9. And yet its V12 chucks out 600 brake horsepower. The result is 0 to 60 in 3.4 seconds. And now let's see what that sounds like. Oh, pretty fantastic, I say, as the Stig spears off the line with plenty of wheel spin. First corner gently on the way in there. Hard on the power, cornering absolutely flat. Oh dear, DBR9 has no stereo, so no problem. Through Chicago, no drama at all. Bouncing on the way into the hammerhead. Slow in again, and here comes the power. That is amazing. That is not 200 miles an hour around the speedo, because this car is in euros. Very quick through the tyres. This is really fast, I have to say. He's turning in now. Danforth's working with him. Coming up to Gambon. He gets that one right. We're on for a quick time. This chap, the actual time was 1 minute 8 seconds. Whoa.
So you can see the DBR9 is a pretty fast car. So when Top Gear first debuted, it was really a very technical, down-to-earth, informational show for motor enthusiasts. But as it's kind of gone on, and they've tried to appeal to a wider audience, they've gotten a lot of criticism for getting away from the roots and kind of doing more stunts and crazy tricks. Which, I mean, I personally love that, because who doesn't like stupid stunts in cars, right? So I have another video, this is my last one, of just them trying one of these things where they try to put an average car into flight by strapping it to 2 rocket booster engines.
And now, great moments in Top Gear history.
Even after all these years, my favourite is still the Rocket Robin that me and Hannah built.
What occurs to me now is the list of things to go wrong is enormous.
Something to work.
It's got to work. We're quite a long way into it.
So you're over it now?
I think not.
When we go off, it was a fantastic moment. The only thing it depended on was successful separation of all the stages of the rocket. The first ones worked beautifully. The second one didn't.
Separate! Separate!
It was Kennedy to say. He who dares to fail miserably can achieve greatly. We nearly failed miserably. It explained very neatly for the viewers why Britain doesn't have a space program.
For more great moments, watch Top Gear Mondays at 8:30 on BBC America.
And probably the greatest thing about Top Gear is there are like 15 seasons available to watch instantly on Netflix. So I highly recommend you guys check it out. And that's my presentation. So you guys have any questions?
Have they ever put a car in space?
No, they have not. But they're working on it. Trial and error process.
What do you think of Jeremy Clarkson?
I personally, James May is my favorite. I don't know if he gets a lot of stake on the show, but I just, something about it.